Hello and welcome to another episode of What to Pick. This is the video series where I go over a few different starting hands and explain what I would pick and why. And this is the first episode of What to Pick with the big box promo pack. So I can speak in all honesty about the two new corps, because when a new corporation comes out and I stream the gameplay of it, I always try to play the new corps and show the new content. But in this episode of What to Pick, I can actually tell you whether it would be a good idea to pick Pharmacy Union in this example or Interplanetary Cinematics. I think, is a much stronger corp in general. Let's go with that for now. Unamai, Contractor, ASA, and Eccentric Sponsor are all good preludes. Obviously, Eccentric Sponsor only if you find a good target for it. Oh wow, okay. This is actually an interesting starting hand for both IC and Pharmacy Union. Preludes has no science tech. So the one big upside of Pharmacy Union over IC here is that Pharmacy Union instantly draws a science tech. And that could be really handy because we have AI Central on hand. We also have two science techs in addition to AI Central. Together with the third one that we draw for free with Pharmacy Union, we have all the three science techs we need for AI Central. Of course, you could get unlucky and that science tech could be something that has a requirement. Maybe it has a higher requirement than AI Central, for example, mass converter, and then it doesn't help to get AI Central down. IC also has a huge benefit for getting AI Central down, and that is tons of steel. AI Central is a very expensive card, but you can pay for it with 10 steel, and that's quite nice. But in addition to that, I think the starting hand is quite interesting. There's no target for Eccentric Sponsor, I think. Yeah, not really. ASA is quite nice. You could use the Titanium to play Lagrange to get AI down. I think you have to go AI here. There's no other route you can take because you have two science tags as well to get it down. But you can debate about all of the other stuff. Imported Hydrogen is a generically good card that you could pick up. You could play like Building Industries together with Deep Well Heating Gen 1 if you don't find a third science tag for AI to get Steel Prod down, to get AI down later. But you could. This is also your only power pawn on your starting hand, so you could also reserve that for AI. So let's just think about what would I pick with IC? I think with IC, there's no way of getting AI down Gen 1 anyways, except if one of the cards we draw with Acquired Space Agency or Unamai Contractor as a science tech. So you could draw like Solar Wind Power or Trans-Neptune Probe with Acquired Space Agency or any science tech with Unamai Contractor. But in any case, I think the likelihood of that is low, and therefore I would keep Deep Well Heating and Building Industries and play those, get some development going Gen 1, and try to play AI Central later. The rest I would probably pick just like these 6 cards. I think there's no reason to pick Redcam Factory. It's not a particularly great card, and you have enough steel targets for IC anyways. Underground City is not great. Immigrant City is a good card, but I think we have, with Building Industries and AI, enough power-hungry cards, and we don't need another steel target for now. You could debate Electrocat if you're going for Building Industries, because you have the steel prod for it. So you could go for something like this and play Deep Well Building Industries Gen 1, and then try to find a third science tech. So that would probably be what I would pick with IC, these 7 cards. And Electrocat is debatable. With Pharmacy Union, same preludes each time. I would skip Building Industries, I think, and just hope to find a playable science tech with my free card draw, and then get Lagrange, Viral, Deep Well, and AI down. I don't think we have enough money, right? So we have 54 minus 8, that's 46. We can play Lagrange for free, so we can factor that out. 46 minus another 4 from viral enhancers because it's a microbe, so that's 42. Minus 9 is 33. Minus Deepwell is 20. And then we need to play one more science tech that we find plus AI, so we don't have enough money. Still, so that would mean AI would need to be played in Gen 2, but still, I wouldn't pick up building industries. I wouldn't want to use the power prop we got on hand with Deepwell. I think I would reserve that for AI because there's a really good route to get this down in Gen 2, and there isn't with IC. So that's basically the reasoning behind it, and same thing, because I don't pick up building industries, I do not want to pick up ElectroCAD. So yeah, oh wait, I think I didn't even factor in the cards we buy. So yeah, there's no way to get this down AI in Gen 1 with Pharmacy Union. But I still think both corps have their ups and downsides, and I think you could definitely pick both. But yeah, you would have to adapt the starting hand a little bit, depending on what you pick. But yeah, pretty interesting starting hand. But let's get to the next one. All right, hand number 2. We have a decision between Helion and Astrodrill. Astrodrill is a pretty bland corp if you don't find an asteroid card, and there are really, really few of those in the deck. And if you don't find one, it just basically gives you titanium prod and a little bit of flexibility, because theoretically you can also take other standard resources. But I think in a vacuum, Helion is much better. Whole excavation is a pretty good prelude for Helion. Experimental Forest and Metals Companies are both good preludes as well. Probably would go for Experimental Forest. Sadly, we're on Hellas, where Experimental Forest is the weakest. On Tharsis, you have Gardener, and on Elysium, you have Ecologist for it. Here on Hellas, well, I guess you have Polar Explorer, but yeah, I think it's much stronger on the other two. Maps, so let's just take Metals Company for now. Wow, okay. What the heck is going on with this starting hand? So we have Earthcat, and we have IO Mining, and we have Soletta. What preludes do we have again? What the hell do we pick here? Like, you could go like full nuts with Helion and pick these 3, because you can use Soletta as an engine card, or you can use it to increase heat first and then as an engine card. If you don't go Soletta, if you don't go Helion, then you have to decide between IO Mining and Soletta, and probably you just go for Soletta, because Soletta on its own is more of a game plan than IO Mining. IO Mining requires you to find other Jovians, and that requires some card draw in most cases. Soletta, on the other hand, it just grants you so much terraforming potential. You just pick up something like Grass and Comet and Asteroid. So yeah, it's like, if there wasn't Earthcat on hand as well, then this would be a clear terraforming hand with Grass, Soletta, Comet, and Asteroid. But the potential of Earthcat as well opens the route to also go for something like IO Mining. I think the best and most sensible hand or pick here would be go for Helion, pick Mohole Excavation and Experimental Forest, and then pick these 5 cards. We probably don't have enough for Soletta Gen 1. 42, 44, 44 minus 15 is 29, so that's not enough for Soletta. Even if we pick up Titanium, we go to 32, so we need to skip 1 card. We could definitely skip Asteroid. It's not necessary to get more heat terraforming events. So that's 42. plus the 2 heat here is 44. We pick up 1 titanium with experimental forest, so that's 47. 47 minus 12 is 35, and that allows us to get the letter down Gen 1. And then Gen 2 we can go Earthcat, or we can just skip the gen, because we could play Earthcat, but nothing afterwards probably. So yeah, I think this would be the hand I'd go for as Helion, and I think it's by far the strongest one here. You could also think about like Astrodrill and go nuts with Metals Company, Experimental Forest, go for Earthcat, skip Soletta, go for IO Mining, pick up the 2 space events just because they're titanium targets. That 35, you can take 3 titanium Gen 1, that gets you to 44. 44 plus that is 47. That's sadly not enough to get IO Mining down Gen 1 if you want to keep more than IO Mining in Earthcat. I guess you could maybe skip Grass because now you don't have Soletta, but you wouldn't want to skip both Comet and Asteroid, I think, because then you just have 2 cards and no card draw. So I think this start with IO Mining, it just doesn't work. I think the better start by far is the Helion start with Experimental Forest, Mohole Excavation, Earthcat, Comet, Soletta, and Grass. I think this is a pretty strong starting hand, and you just go for a rush with this. Sadly, doesn't really look good on the milestones though. And also, this is not a rush-friendly map for awards. Magnate is an engine award, Space Baron is an engine award, Eccentric is an engine award, Contractor is an engine award. Cultivator can go both ways. But yeah, I think this is pretty good. Yeah, let's get to the last hand. And on hand number 3, I chose to show another promo corp, but not from the big box promo pack, but from the original promo pack, because I don't think I have talked about these corps as much in my What to Pick series. So let's see what we want to pick here, Tharsis or Recyclon. Recyclon, we are on Elysium, by the way. Immediately has the upside that it has a free tag for Ecologist. Funnily enough, I think this means that the opponent has picked Splice. If you hover over Ecologist, you see that. You should get that information, but whatever. You could go for Self-Sufficient Settlement and Smelting Plant. It's 2 building tags. That works quite well for Recyclon, gives you an immediate plant prod. Both not the most amazing preludes. Like if you find an Eccentric Sponsor target, I'd be more inclined to go Eccentric Sponsor plus Allied Bank. You could go Self-Sufficient Settlement and secure either the 3 plant or the 3 card spot. At least get 1 building tag. Protected Habitats is amazing. Space Elevator is quite nice. We have Steel Prod on the core. So that's great. Now we get Comet aiming on our starting hand and are not Astrodrill. That is probably the best card you could combo with Astrodrill. Starting hand looks alright. Probably Research Coordination for an easier time on Ecologist. MATLAB seems to be quite nice with Recyclon. We have 1, 2 building science tags. We have a target for Eccentric Sponsor. Yeah, so yeah, I would want to go for Eccentric Sponsor plus Self-Sufficient Settlement here. Place Self-Sufficient Settlement on the plants. Get Protected Habs down immediately to save our 3 plants from destruction. Sell Steel, starting in Gen 2. Pick up Grass just because it's a good plant tag. Pick up Quantum because we have 2 science tags. And you can think about Investment Loan as well. This is also the map with Legend, so it has extra value here. I think, what was the other corp? Tharsis. Tharsis has the upside of 1 MC prod and a bit of money back on Self-Sufficient Settlement. but not much more. I think the extra plant prod, and we have a few building tags here, the extra plant prod you get with Recyclon far outweighs that. I think I really like Recyclon. I think it's a really enjoyable corp to play. And I think in this case, with it giving another tag for ecologist, it's has a little bit of extra upside. We will have a steel and a plant prod immediately. We get a titanium prod from Space Elevator. We will get MC prod from Medical Lab. So we only need a power prod, which we could get from Quantum, and a little bit of heat prod to maybe get Generalist. So I think we are looking good on 2 milestones. And yeah, I like this start. It's not the strongest, but getting Space Elevator down with Eccentric Sponsor, getting Self-Sufficient Settlement down on the best spot on the map here, having Protected Tabs on hand. I think this is quite nice. I think this is quite a good start, and I don't think you would want to pick Tharsis here. But if I were to pick Tharsis, I probably wouldn't want to take Eccentric Sponsor. I would want to take Allied Bank and Self-Sufficient Settlement. Go for Specialist. This is 6 plus 6 MC plus the 1 from Tharsis itself, 7 plus the 1 from extra 1 from Self-Sufficient Settlement, that's 8. And then we play MATLAB and get Specialist, so that's quite nice. But yeah, probably wouldn't want to pick Space Elevator in that case. So yeah, that's what I would want to go for with this starting hand. But yeah, that was it. I hope you enjoyed this episode of What to Pick. And definitely let me know in the comments what you would have paid. Definitely let me know in the comments what you would have picked in these scenarios. And yeah, have a good one, guys, and goodbye.